It's been dubbed the distance derby, but today we can probably call it the extra bit of distance derby. The cities of Perth and Wellington are 5,254 kilometres apart, but when Glory landed in New Zealand's capital, their players and coaching staff then had to travel another 140 kilometres by bus to arrive in Palmerston North, the location for today's game. One enforced change for Wellington Phoenix. Clayton Lewis ruled out for up to 8 weeks with a fractured knee. Steven Ugarkovic comes in to central midfield alongside hometown boy Alex Rufer. Scott Wootton still recovering from a calf injury, so Tim Payne and Joshua Laws are the central defensive pairing again. Lucas Moragas continues to keep Sam Sutton out of the side and will start again at left back. 3 changes from the Perth 11 that started last weekend's 3-1 win over Melbourne Victory. Unfortunately, Salim Khalifi is set for an extended stint on the sidelines after suffering a serious foot injury. Jack Clisby is suspended and Luke Bodner drops to the bench with Zach Duncan coming into central midfield. There's a club debut for Jordan Elsey. Joseph Ford comes in at left back. Adam Taggart has unfortunately missed the trip as he nurses a quad injury. A-League football action returns to Palmerston North. 4,795 days after the Phoenix hosted Sydney FC here in December 2009. We're back in the Manawatu region for the second time. Perth Glory are the opponent the Phoenix have played most often. Today, the 49th meeting between the two. Pretty even historically. 20 wins for Glory, 18 for Wellington, 10 draws. Perth have scored 67 goals and Phoenix 66 in matches between the two. We should have goals though. In the 48 games previously, there has never been a 0-all draw. Paul Eiffel in co-commentary today. I asked the question pre-game. I'll ask it again, Paul. Early on from Wellington, what are you expecting to see from the home side? Yeah,
I'd like to see him get on the ball, try and get ahead early. At the moment, it looks like that's the case. Perth Glory happy to sit off around the halfway line, let the Phoenix attempt to build up. It looks very slippy underfoot. It's only a minute or so in, but you can see people don't look quite comfortable yet with how it's going to be underfoot. So it'll be something to keep an eye on there.
Here's Bojadir Kraev. Just about gets free. Does get free. Still has the ball. Looking for the run of Moragas, which didn't come. Ugarkovic might think about a shot. Sees Elliott on the far side, and it's behind Kellen Elliott. He'll have to scamper across to keep that in. Tracked all the way by Ford. Now Barbarousis. Kept in rather inadvertently by David Ball. Costa with one for the crowd. Ball. Phoenix doing well to keep it in a tight area, but they'll recycle now. Helped into the area. Zavada! It's such a familiar sight. Oscar Zavada rises high, and in the 11th minute, he takes his tally for the season to 7. And puts Wellington into a 1-0 lead.
I thought it was going to be very difficult for Zavada to find space today. You've got 3 centre-backs in there, 3 big lumps. It's a fantastic pass. Tim Payne's taken a little look up. He's actually picked him out here. I thought there was a hint of offside. Hopefully I'm wrong. No, if you look at the 2, Katrumbis playing out of position potentially today, he's kept him on. It's a fantastic ball and a fantastic finish. Great start for the Phoenix.
Well, Oscar Zavada is absolutely loving life in Wellington. It seems as though he goes onto the football field with expectation more than hope these days that he'll find the back of the net, and he does so again. So good in the air. And as you say, the cross from Tim Payne, who's really, I guess, a converted fullback in many ways, was an absolute peach. Yeah, look, when you've got your centre-back popping up in positions like that, just outside the box and being able to take his time to pick out a pass like that, you're going to stand you in good stead for the day. So let's see what goes from here, but I think the Phoenix got to push on and try and get number 2. Perth trying to bounce back quickly. Elsey wins the header, but it'll be a Phoenix throw. 5th time Perth Glory have played the Phoenix in New Zealand in a location other than Wellington. They've had a 1-all draw, a 2-all draw, and a 3-all draw among the other 4. I'll be hoping they can square the ledger here sooner rather than later. Don't score too many goals in the first half an hour of matches though, Perth. Just a couple in the first 30 minutes of matches so far this season.
Yeah, I think they found goals hard to come by, full stop, actually. I think it's David Williams, top scorer with 2. Maybe joint top scorer with 2. I think there's a couple of other, Taggart maybe. So there's no out-and-out goal scorer. I think if the Phoenix can keep David Williams quiet today, they've got a real shot of winning this game.
Tackett's a great acquisition, though, isn't he? And Ollie Sale's going to let that bounce over his head as he grabbed it. Well, Ollie Sale's giving the Manawatu crowd plenty to get excited about in more ways than one today already.
He is certainly keeping us on our toes. He's completely misjudged that, but again, done well enough to get turned and get his body in the way and get his hands out. So that's enough, Ollie. That's enough. Two's enough for us, I think, today.
So, of 8 games in Perth Glory's season, this is the only one away from Macedonia Park. The last 4 in the next 3. Currently 8th on the A-League ladder, but it is very tight there, with 4 teams now on 17 points. Oscar Zavada is going to get on the end of this long one from Ollie Sale. He's onside, and uncompromising tackle as per usual from Jordan Elsey. You know what you're going to get from him. You
do know what you're going to get from him. You could see him lining that one up as soon as he took a touch. There was no danger about getting the cross in. Very good tackle.
Yep, well timed from Jordan Elsey, another who's been around for a while. 159th A-League game for Jordan Elsey this afternoon. The pass to Moragas, who pulls it back, spills, Barbarouses! An error from Cameron Cook. Costa Barbarouses didn't need a second invitation. The only man who's ever played on this ground twice in the A-League men has doubled Wellington's money. They're 2-0 ahead.
You've got to go back and have a look at Alex Rufer's pass here. This is fantastic. He has split it between defenders. Moragas didn't even need to break stride. Great ball from him. Oh, the timing of that is absolutely perfect. Keeper's got to do better, but again, that's what goal scorers do. They're ready. They're on the front foot, bang, back of the net, 2-0.
He hasn't been particularly prolific this season, Costa Barbarouses, but it's a second A-League goal of the season for him. Brilliant from Rufer, incisive from Moragas, the error, unfortunately, from Cameron Cook. And Costa Barbarouses did not need a second invitation. That is Costa Barbarouses' 80th A-League men's goal. Spread across 4 different clubs, of course. This is game 286 for him. 3rd stint in Wellington Phoenix colours. Amini looking to find a way back for his side. Katrumbas goes past Moragas. Good from Johnny Katrumbas. Sale pats it away. Katrumbas heads it across and headed in by David Williams. For the second time this season, David Williams scores against his former club. And the 2-goal buffer didn't last very long. David Williams makes it 2-1.
We spoke about a minute ago what they're going to do, how they're going to get back in the game, and there you have it. They went straight on the front foot. Great play down the right-hand side. You probably think Ollie Sale could have done better with the first one, but it's a great header back over the top, and Williams does what Williams does, and there to poach it. Moragas probably should have stepped in, taken a step back, and looked to slide to stop the cross. David Williams and Callan, a bit of a mismatch at the far post there. Callan's probably got to open his shoulders a little bit. Might not be able to see Williams underneath the ball. Good finish.
David Williams has now scored 7 goals against Wellington Phoenix. That's more than he has scored against any other opponent. Perth Glory looking to construct another attacking move. Latchman. Now Beavers. Jelicic linking up with Williams, and again Keegan Jelicic across the 6-yard box, and almost an own goal from Tim Payne, swatted away by Ollie Sale. Gee, it's treacherous in these penalty areas.
You just got to get the ball in there. You've got to get the ball in there with a bit of pace, and it'll do itself. You know, this is it's a fantastic save from Ollie Sale. You can't have been expecting that one.
Beavers plants it over towards Katrumbas, who brings it down well, lobs it into the area. David Williams is there, tried to find Ryan Williams, couldn't. Jelicic, David ball back defending. Little nutmeg. Keegan, yellow chance. Elected to shoot rather than square it back, and probably entitled to do so.
After the build-up, you know, it's a nutmeg on Callian Elliott here. He leaves ball, leaves Elliott. Ugarkovic putting a bit of pressure on. Probably should have squared it. I think there's a tap in the middle, and you can see by his facial expressions he thinks it should have been slid across for that tap in with you know, about a minute to go till half time. If they go in 2-2, it's a different game second half.
Sliding tackle by Ugarkovic into the final 20 seconds of the minimum 3 as Moragas will break forward. Was he fouled? He was, by Joseph Ford, who's all the way over at right back, the left back. So it will be one final free kick situation for Wellington at the end of the first half.
Yeah, big opportunity here for the Phoenix to try and go 2 up going into the half. I think get the big boys up there, put it in the mixer, put it right on the keeper. He's having a bit of a struggle at the moment. No need to put any, you know, hands on him or any body on him at all, really. Just put it in and around him and give them an opportunity to attack it.
Everybody back for Glory. Delivered by Payne. Dealt with by Duncan. And high, wide and handsome from Josh Laws. That should be enough for the first half. It is indeed, says referee Lachlan Keevers. He brings a pretty entertaining first 45 minutes to a close. Wellington into a 2-0 lead with goals from Zavada and that man Costa Barbarouses. David Williams, though, was quick to bite back for Perth Glory. And there's your half-time score in Manawatu. The Wellington Phoenix 2-1 ahead of Perth Glory. Lachlan Keevers gets us underway in the second half. Perth Glory all in white, attacking the goal now to our left. The Wellington Phoenix in their navy blue today, attacking the goal to our right. Second time we've had A-League men's football here. It's been a long time between matches. Think back to that game in December 09, just quickly again. Stevie Corica scoring the winner that day for Sydney FC. From the penalty spot, Simon Colosimo sent off. Just looking at the teams and some famous names. That 09-10 team, of course, still talked about by Phoenix fans. Yourself, Paul, obviously. Tim Brown on that team. Daniel, Tony Lockhead, Andrew Durante, John McCain, Troy Harefield. Good bunch of players. Good bunch of players, yeah. It was a very good group to be part of, to be honest. Probably the most fun I had at any club, to be honest. First of an A-League men's triple header for you today. MacArthur against Western United at Campbelltown after this. Then the Mariners against the Western Sydney Wanderers. Foul on the edge of the penalty area as David Williams went to ground under challenge from Tim Payne. Dangerous free kick situation here for the visitors. Yeah, and it started with a fantastic ball from Latchman, willing to pass it through between defenders. Got Alex Roofer just out of position, tried to tow it away, couldn't quite get there. Now, Lachlan Keevers is coming over to have a chat to his assistant and also the fourth official. We're just going to have a look here. So the only thing they can be potentially looking at here is an upgrade perhaps of a yellow card to a red if that is the denying of an obvious goal scoring opportunity. That's the only thing VAR can look at in this situation, is that the denial of a obvious goal scoring opportunity, and is this yellow card for Tim Payne potentially upgradable to a red? I'd be astonished if this upgraded. I thought it was a foul. I don't think there was too much malice in it. I think it's a yellow card. It's the right decision, a free kick on the edge of the box. But with VAR these days, nothing would surprise me. Yep, upgrade. Oh. The yellow card has been expunged and it will be upgraded to a red card for Tim Payne. In the eyes of Lachlan Keevers, it is the denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. David Williams comes across and commiserates with his former teammate Tim Payne. A red card. Yeah, I don't know what to say there. He's made a great run. Yeah, Payne's lent into him. Look, there might be enough there, but for me, it's not an obvious. I think it's the word obvious, and I'm not sure that was obvious. He's got a lot of work to do from there.
He's got to make sure his touch is decent on this turf. He's got to expect Callum Elliott not to get across. I think there was too much in the way for that to be obvious.
Here is Jelic, straight into the wall. Appeals for handball. Barbarouses hacks it away. So Glory now with a numerical advantage. Ryan Williams. Laws gets it half away. Amini slips in the act of shooting. Ford. Amini. Now Katrumbis. Ryan Williams, is he offside? Flag stays down. Amini straight at Sale. And it's all just a bit ragged out there at the moment for Wellington as they negotiate their reduction to 10 men.
Yeah, that'll take a bit of time to get used to. Distances change a little bit. Roles and responsibilities change a little bit. So there'll be a little bit of information coming onto the pitch from Tale and his assistant, just to make sure they get this right and make sure they're secure. But a really tough half an hour now for the Phoenix to navigate and try and hold on here.
Yeah, the Phoenix sitting in a 5, a 3 and a 1 really, and even Oscar Zavada is back. So there's no outlet really for Wellington as they come forward. Ugarkovic, well played by Kraev to Moragas. He can stretch his legs and try and sprint away from Zimmerino, who gets back and gets a foot to it. It'll be a throw for Wellington. Adam Zimmerino, the 21-year-old, vigorous chasing back. He thought he'd won the throw too. Yeah,
look, great cover there. I thought he was beat. I thought Moragas was out into open space, and he found a little bit extra, and it's a good challenge in the end. But a real good opportunity for the Phoenix to have a little bit of a breather. That's brave in the away end.
Yeah, I think he'll be welcomed in Yellow Fever's section of the ground. That Perth Glory supporter. Great to see at least one has made the trip. Here's Kraev. Clever from Bojanek. Kraev! Good save by Cook. Sliding in Barbarouses, rather Elliott. Cook comes out and toes it into touch. Great footwork from Bojanek Kraev in a pretty tight area.
He almost came from nothing, but brilliant footwork considering the conditions. Managed to keep it under control and weaved his way in and just couldn't quite get enough on the shot.
Let's have a quick look at it again.
Yeah, he's picked it up on the sideline, actually. A little 1-2, very nice 1-2 with Costa Barbarouses. He's managed to squeeze through, probably a little bit lucky on the dribble, but good feet, and then couldn't quite get enough on the shot. The follow-up was unlucky from Callum Elliott down the side and sliding in and not able to get there.
Amini with the shot, which just about threatened Ollie Sale's goal frame. It was an awkward one for Sale. He's patted it behind eventually for a corner. Wry smile from Ollie Sale as Amini's shot drifted quite threateningly.
I think it actually hit the top of the bar here. Let's have a look again in the replay. I think he's a little touch onto the bar. Oh, blimey.
Yes, indeed. Ollie Sale following it all the way. Mustafa Amini, only 4 A-League goals. Well, we're approaching the 80-minute mark. I get the feeling it'll be a rather nervous removal of shirts from the Yellow Fever if, in fact, that comes to pass in about 60 seconds.
Yeah, agreed. A little bit apprehensive, that one. I'm not sure if I want it off just yet. But it's tradition, so it'll be good to see it.
Ball towards the near post and headed in. They're not going to get the chance to do it because David Williams has come hearing towards the near post and scored his second of the afternoon to draw Perth Glory level here in Palmerston North.
Well, we're 40 seconds away from seeing shirts off. I said it would be an apprehensive one. It came home to roost there. So it's a fantastic finish. I think Elliott probably needs to be closer to be able to stop the cross. He's managed to whip it round his body. I don't know who was supposed to be dealing with Williams. It's a fantastic ball. Fantastic ball. Rufer is closest. If you look at the run's unbelievable. He's in the blindside position behind Sermon and Rufer. Couple of steps to lose him, and the finish is fantastic. What a header.
Brilliant header from David Williams. 4 goals for the season, 2 today. It's 8 now against Wellington. Elsey, he helps it in. Headed away by Laws. Here is Jacob Dowse. Thought about shooting towards the far post, headed back and against the crossbar. Perth close to taking a 3-2 lead from 2-0 down. It's Colley's header, I think.
It's actually a great ball back in for Dowse. I thought he was going to strike the ball. Elliott ran out to try and close the shot down. He just dinked it into the back post. It was a fantastic pick out. Really good header back across, and the bar was saved to Phoenix.
Fuck off out of his space.
Dowse again, we know how dangerous he is with crosses. This one bangs into Elliott, another corner for Perth Glory. Gio Colley's come across to take this. A fifth corner for Glory. Phoenix have had just the one all afternoon. Drives it into the 6-yard area and off the crossbar again. And wide this time from Zimmerino.
There was a massive mismatch there. As I'm watching the corner come in, I'm thinking, why is Ben Old picking up 6'4" Mark Beavers? And I think it's Beavers who gets the last touch here. Yeah, Old's no chance there. That is a massive mismatch. They've got to sort that out if there's another corner. Just twice the bar has saved the Phoenix. Sorry, Pino.
No, Mark Beavers rising high and almost very nearly scoring his first A-League men's goal, which would have certainly given Perth Glory all 3 points in Palmy. Costa charges after this one. Firm header back, this time from Beavers to his goalkeeper. Is there a final chance for either side? Foul here and yellow card coming the way of Jacob Dowse, who tells his teammates to calm down.
Dowse has beaten all ends up there, but it was a smart foul. Very smart foul, because I think Elliott gets on the end of that. It's a touch and a whip into the box. Gives the Phoenix an opportunity to kill a bit of time here and then potentially have one more shot at getting the ball into the box for a late winner.
Well, the point here would take Wellington Phoenix if they were to get it. Anders, Rufer, finds Old. Then Old is told to put his foot on it by coach Ufuktele, so they're happy with the point. They've got a corner. Is there one last chance for a fifth and decisive goal in this contest?
Yeah, they set that one up nicely, the Phoenix. A little bit of movement from Costa Barbarousis. Just left the space for Ben Old to run into, and you can hear Tale in his ear. Keep the ball for us. Julie did and has drawn a corner.
Are they going to launch it in or not? Ben Old's told to keep it in the corner, so they're happy with the point. It is another corner. And that'll be the last action here. Honours even in Palmerston North. The Wellington Phoenix with 2 first-half goals. Oscar Zavada and Costa Barbarousis on the score sheet. But it was a brace from old boy David Williams, who has stolen, in fact not stolen but earned, and rightfully so, Perth a share of the points here in the Manawatu region.